Ever wondered about the dark side of British history? Beyond the kings and queens, castles and conquests lies a chilling truth. Execution was a common fate. From royal consorts to daring adventurers, many famous figures met a brutal end. Get ready to uncover the stories of those who faced the executioner's blade. Imagine a time when justice was swift and often deadly. In British history, executions were far from rare, with the last one occurring as recently as 1964. The popular series, The Bastard Executioner, vividly portrays this era, where a Welsh knight takes on a new identity to avenge his family. This wasn't just fiction, it was a grim reality. Many of Britain's most iconic historical figures had their lives cut short by the state. Their stories are a stark reminder of power, betrayal, and the ultimate price. Henry VIII's second wife, Anne Boleyn, met a devastating fate. On May 19th, 1536, she was beheaded at the Tower of London. Accusations ranged from incest to adultery, though many historians believe these charges were fabricated. Henry likely wanted her gone for failing to produce a male heir. He was already pursuing Jane Seymour, his future third wife. Anne, ever defiant, requested a French swordsman for a swifter death. She famously remarked, "I heard say the executioner was very good, and I have a little neck." Her final speech was a masterclass in composure. She praised the king, saying, "A gentler nor a more merciful prince was there never." Blindfolded, she repeatedly whispered, "To Jesus Christ I commend my soul. Lord Jesus, receive my soul." A single sword blow ended her life. Anne Boleyn's first cousin, Catherine Howard, shared a similar tragic destiny. Henry III's fifth wife was beheaded at the Tower of London on February 13th, 1542. She was a mere 18 or 19 years old, married to Henry for just over a year. Catherine was accused and found guilty of adultery with Thomas Culpeper, a favorite courtier. Their illicit meetings were allegedly arranged by her lady-in-waiting, Lady Rochford. The night before her execution, Catherine was terrified. She requested a beheading block in her prison quarters to practice. On her execution day, she was so nervous she needed help climbing the scaffold. She died from a single axe blow. Folklore suggests she declared, "I die a queen, but I would have rather died the wife of Culpeper." Thomas More, a renowned author and lawyer, was another victim of Henry VIII's reign. He served as Lord High Chancellor of England from 1529 to 1532. However, he fell from grace by refusing to accept Henry as the head of the Church of England. More also notably skipped Anne Boleyn's coronation. Henry repeatedly tried to convict him of treason, but initially lacked evidence. His eventual trial was overseen by a panel including Anne Boleyn's father, brother, and uncle. He was found guilty of high treason. Sentenced to be hanged, drawn, and quartered, Henry mercifully commuted it to beheading. On July 6, 1535, he was beheaded by an axe. As he mounted the scaffold, he quipped, "I pray you, Mr. Lieutenant, see me safe up, and for my coming down, I can shift for myself." His last words famously declared he would die, the king's good servant, but God's first. Lady Jane Grey, the 9-day queen, was tragically beheaded at just 16 or 17 years old. On his deathbed, Henry III's heir, Edward VI, was manipulated by Protestant nobles. They convinced him to name Lady Jane Grey, Henry VII's great-granddaughter, as his successor. This bypassed his half-sister Mary, who was legally next in line. Jane's reign lasted only 9 days. She and her husband, Lord Guildford Dudley, were arrested and imprisoned in the Tower of London by the future Queen Mary and her Catholic supporters. Both were sentenced to beheading. At her execution, Lady Jane Grey delivered a poignant speech. She admitted, "The fact indeed against the Queen's Highness was unlawful." Approaching the block, she struggled to find it, asking, "What shall I do? Where is it?" A witness guided her to her final resting place. Walter Raleigh, a favorite courtier of Elizabeth of Kilburn, was an explorer, writer, and adventurer. He led 3 expeditions to America during Elizabeth's reign, largely enjoying her favor. His life took a turn in 1591 when he secretly married Elizabeth Bess Throckmorton, one of the Queen's ladies-in-waiting. Elizabeth had them both arrested and imprisoned in the Tower of London. Raleigh was later released to lead overseas expeditions. He gradually regained the Queen's favor, but after she died in 1603, he faced new challenges. King James I viewed him as an enemy, leading to a death sentence. This was commuted, and he was freed in 1616 to seek gold in South America. The expedition failed, and his original death sentence was reinstated. On October 29, 1618, he was executed at the Palace of Westminster. At 65, he defiantly told his executioner, "Let us dispatch. At this hour my ague comes upon me. I would not have my enemies think I quaked from fear." As the axe rose, he shouted, "Strike, man, strike!" Guy Fawkes is synonymous with the infamous Gunpowder Plot. He was a key conspirator in the plan to blow up the British Parliament, restore Catholicism, and kill King James I. On November 5, 1605, Sir Thomas Knivett discovered Fawkes lurking in the Parliament cellars. Nearly 2 tons of gunpowder were found, just hours before King James Arthur was due to attend. Arrested and tortured, Guy confessed to the plot and named his fellow conspirators. Over the following months, authorities apprehended and killed other plotters. Guy was sentenced to be hanged, drawn, and quartered in London on January 30th, 1606. On the day of his execution, he climbed the ladder to the noose at Westminster's Old Palace Yard. He then jumped, breaking his neck. This act avoided the full agony of being hanged, drawn, and quartered. Speculation remains whether he fell accidentally, weakened by torture, or deliberately jumped. Despite his broken neck, his body was still quartered. His remains were displayed in the 4 corners of the kingdom as a grim warning to future traitors. These stories are more than just historical footnotes. They are powerful reminders of a brutal past. They show us the fragility of life, the ruthlessness of power, and the enduring human spirit. Each execution tells a unique tale of defiance, despair, or quiet acceptance. The Tower of London, Westminster, and other sites still stand as silent witnesses to these dramatic events. They invite us to reflect on the lives lost and the lessons learned. History, in all its darkness, continues to fascinate and inform us. Which of these stories shocked you the most? Did you know about these famous executions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more historical deep dives, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's keep the conversation going.